What's going on, everybody? It's Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys, Mike and Mish, with the Mission Accomplished podcast. What's going on, Mike?
I'm chilling, man. I'm down here. I'm staying away. My family's all sick.
Yeah, we got a couple guests lined up tonight. One of our guests called in sick, so just let everybody know right away. We have a second guest who's going to be coming on after Sawyer Depee, but it will not be Sawyer and then Quentin. Quentin got some sort of bug going on, just like Mike's house. But Mike's house has the vid, right?
My house got the vid.
You got the vid, but Mike didn't get the vid. That's why he's a super soldier, aka Captain America over there, Mike Hunold. In a house of COVID, this kid comes out unscathed.
Don't ask me how I did it, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to start having to sell my blood, because instead of that vaccine, they're going to start just taking my blood and injecting it into people's bodies. They're going to find out that that's the real cure.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. You know what? Sell it for fucking $1 billion to the goddamn government, and let's get this shit rolling. So we have our first guest of the evening tonight, who will be fighting Quentin Hero Henry at BKFC Jackson 2 on June 11th. Wish we could be there, but of course, me and Mike have our annual training going on for Uncle Sam. So once again, the Army takes it away from us again, but he will be in the featured fight that evening. This guy is one of the most active fighters on the roster at the moment. He is an absolute killer. He's proven himself every single time he goes out there. Let's bring him in. His name is Sawyer Depee. What's up, brother? Can you hear us?
Oh, boy.
Okay, Sawyer, back out and come back in. We literally were just talking to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were just talking to him 2 minutes ago, and it was fine.
Okay, I'm going to text him and tell him to back out and come back in. Yeah, so Mike, talk amongst yourselves and entertain the people.
All right, let's talk about something here.
Dude,
we just got past an event here, Cochran versus Dyer, which was actually really good. I enjoyed it a lot. And you want to know what? I really wanted to see how Simpson did.
And he lived up to it, man, because we got a really good taste of what David Simpson was as a fighter in the 4th and 5th rounds against Scott O'Shaughnessy. And he when that fight was over, I remember us talking about it and being like, man, that dude's legit. He's going to be something. But also the main event, Josh Dyer, he came in, said he was going to come in a new fighter. He proved himself there. Houston Alexander at 50 years old. That dude just keeps on going. It was a great event, man. Let's bring Sawyer back in. Let's see if we can hear him now and see if he can hear us. What's up, Sawyer?
How's it going, guys? Yeah, I can hear you now. It just shut down on me for a second there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's the magic of live streaming. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah.
So you are fighting Quentin Hero Henry, BKFC Jackson 2, June 11th. Can you turn your sound down just a little bit?
Right there. Better for you guys?
Yeah, let me see. That's better. Now, dude, this is the 4th time you're stepping into this squared circle in a matter of 8 months. When you signed with the BKFC, was this your plan to just stay as active as possible, or is it the fact that you really haven't taken much damage along the line?
It's kind of both. I told him I wanted to just keep going, just fill the schedule up, and I just want to fight at this point. I'm young, I'm healthy. As long as I'm not taking a whole lot of damage, keep them coming. I haven't taken any big headshots yet. I mean, Lilly, I took a few and got a whole bunch of stitches, but those healed up in a couple of weeks and I was back to it.
Yeah, the Lilly fight shocked a lot of us because Lilly is the monster. Everyone knows that Lilly is the one-punch knockout king. You came out there in that first round and you put him on his ass real quick.
Yeah,
and then he came back and put you down with a body shot. It was just like a really crazy round.
And the one that really got me was the one in the temple. He ended up splitting me right here. I ended up with a couple of stitches over there on the side too.
Yeah, it looked like you had a pretty nasty cut going on. Was it a big cut? Because I remember, so when Brito and Palomino got in each other's face, right?
I was standing right behind Burrito.
You were standing right there because I have a video, and at the end, I'm still rolling, and you're just standing there. And every time I watched it, I could see your face, and I was like, God damn, I didn't realize like that you had that injury.
Like 12 stitches right here, and then I had 6 down here, and 3 or 4 across the top of my eye.
Jesus.
So I mean, just on that, I don't think they would have let the fight keep going for that.
To touch on that fight really quick, before that fight, that was like a last minute thing, right? Was that a last minute thing?
10 days.
Yeah, like that's crazy short notice. And you came in, and I feel like, you know, people lose, but I don't think you lost, you know?
No, that one was either way, win or lose. There was a feather in my hat. He's supposed to be one of the biggest guys in that, and I just wanted to fight.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the most feared guys in the division. Everybody talks about how powerful and how scary Yuli Diaz is, and for you to step up on 10 days notice, you know, you only fought like 2 months before.
Mm-hmm.
You get right back in there, and then after you fought him, you fought 2 months later again. It's like pretty crazy the run you're on right now.
2 weeks ago or something, the 30th of last month, I just fought too.
Jesus, man. So, it's like it's pretty nuts. And I wanted to ask you about Yuli's power. Were you, I mean, you had to go in there knowing, obviously, with the you know, the world famous 3-second knockout, you know how hard he hits, but when he actually put his hands on you, were you surprised by how you felt, or was it stronger than what you thought it would be?
No, I was right where I thought it was going to be. I got, it took me by surprise when I couldn't get my hands to work. You can see me against the ring. I'm sitting there nodding my head. I was thinking to myself, why won't my hands work? And this is going to fucking hurt. Because I had to sit there and watch him beat me up against the ring there. And it came a little bit of a surprise, but it wasn't too unbearable.
Can I ask you about the Yuli fight? And I'm sure you've watched that fight back, you know, a number of times, right? You've probably watched it over and over again. Okay. My question for you is, the referee that was in the, maybe you were done, maybe you weren't, but that referee all night long, when a guy got knocked down, he would tell the other fighter to back up, and then he would start on the 4.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that?
No, I wasn't too clear at that point.
No, I mean, like when you watched it back, did you notice that he did that? Because it did not take him 3 full seconds to tell Yuli to move out of the way. He, like, you got knocked down, he pushed Yuli, and he was like 4, 5, 6. I'm like, why the fuck did he start on 4? You watched.
See, I haven't noticed that, and I know he only counted me to 8. Because is it an 8 count or a 10 count with these guys?
It's a 10 count.
Yeah, so the last number I remember hearing is 8, and then he just started waving his hands.
Yeah, I just thought that was weird. I mean, maybe I'm just starting some bullshit, but like if you go back and watch it, that same ref, he didn't just do it to you though. He did it a few different fights that night. Like a guy would get a knockdown and he'd tell the dude that got the knockdown to back up, but it would literally take like a half a second to tell the dude to back up, and he'd go 4, 5.
That's weird.
I'll have to look at that. I never noticed that.
They're supposed to take their cue from outside the ring, you know, so I don't know why you would start at 4. Unless the person outside the ring was like 1, 2, 3, you know, like all.
No,
really
because
fast.
the very next fight on that card, Mergliata was counting, and he was, and like the dude knocked out. He started at 1. He like told the dude 1, 2. I was like, oh, I don't know. I just thought that was something fishy. Here I am starting shit. Anyways,
happens a lot in this game.
Yeah. No, I wasn't trying to. I just thought it was weird. But you've proven that you got power in both of your hands. Your two wins, like your first fight, you had those double right hooks on the first knockdown, and in the second round you hit him with a left hook, and then with the Yuli fight, I think you hit him with a left in that one. But then in your third fight, you knocked out with your right. So you definitely have power in both of your hands. What would you say is what sets you apart from your competition within the 185-pound or 205-pound division this time?
I feel like I'm probably a little bit faster than most of the guys that are in there right now. They might all the guys that I'm fighting right now, they all have a whole bunch of experience compared to me, so I can't say that I have anything more than them at this point. I'm just here to prove myself and prove I belong there.
I know you seem extremely quick and very athletic when you're in there. Did you play any other sports other than combat sports coming up?
I wrestled in college. I played football, baseball. I mean, soccer for a long time.
So you're just all around jock.
That's all I ever did.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool, man.
Didn't get great grades, but I played most sports well.
And what got you? I know you had how many MMA fights did you have before you went pro with BKFC? 12?
I had like 13 amateur MMA fights, and that was 3 years prior to even going with BKFC. I hadn't fought in 3 years before this.
So what brought you to the BKFC?
Just leaving no stone unturned. I needed to try it out. I watched them down. Was it Cancun or something?
When Leonard Garcia fought,
and I started reaching out to people.
And now you have Joe Migz living up in Montana. You're from Montana, correct?
Yep, we live about 3 hours apart from each other.
You guys do any training together?
I've been meaning to go up and see him. Just with everything going on right now, work and trying to train and everything else, it's real hard to get up there.
I think I just saw him training with Quentin Henry.
Was he?
I think so, yeah.
Damn.
Look at that. What a traitor. I'll have to get him on here.
You better call up the Juggernaut right now and get him in your camp.
Shit. Maybe. We'll see. It'd be sweet to train with Riggs or Lorenzo.
Yeah, can't go wrong either way, man.
Dudes.
So this fight is at 205. Your first 3 fights were at 185. Is it just how quick you're making these turnarounds that you decided to take a fight at 205 so you didn't have to cut back down?
The last weight cut was kind of rough. I ended up missing weight by 1.5 pounds or 2 pounds. I can't remember. And the doctor ended up stopping my weight cut. So he told me I needed to work on a few things. I figured I can bump up to 205 and then just kind of maintain it and then come back down to 85 at some point.
Okay. And your thoughts on Lilly Diaz? I know you probably respect him completely as a fighter, but going into this, I mean, not Lilly Diaz, Quentin Henry. You're about to fight Quentin Henry. Like, how impressed have you been with his career so far?
Actually, I was a fan before he was one of the guys that why I wanted to start fighting in this is I watched him fight one time and then he fought Chris Lieben and I was like, I have to try this. So I was a fan before I'd ever even thought about even having the chance to fight him. And I have all the respect in the world for the guy. It doesn't seem like he talks shit. Doesn't seem like he, at least not with me at this point.
He's got a great gimmick too. I got to give it to him. I love his like all American mullet and American shorts, American flag shorts, and Hulk Hogan theme song when he walks out. The glasses, right there they are,
dude. I had the glasses ready for Quentin to come on here. I wore an American thing on I was just trying to hype the dude up, sell this fight a little bit, but I think it kind of sells itself. What I wanted to ask you here is, like, you're pretty new to the bare knuckle sport, but this will be your 4th fight in 8 months. You are fighting a guy who is what, number 1 or 2? Mike, do you have the rankings?
I think he's number 1 right now.
I do have the rankings. Granted that they are from just a little while back. I don't think new ones have come out yet, but this is March 30th.
Okay, so Hector is still the belt holder. I don't know if that's going to last long. I can't imagine they let him hang around too long without defending that belt. My whole point here is, Sawyer, you're brand new to the sport. You're 8 months in. You beat a guy like Quentin Henry that puts you at 3-1. All of a sudden, you're like one of the top guys in that division. What does that mean to you?
It would be huge. I would go insane for a while after that one. I mean,
isn't it wild that's a real thing, man?
It's wild. I mean, it's just like how new this sport is and how everything's developing. So I'm kind of happy. I'm real happy with it. And then because I could have just kept taking kind of canner fights I guess I should say. But why not fight him? I mean, it gets my name out there. It's just another fist fight.
And it is just like just like the fight you took on 10 days notice with Lilly. That was a win-win situation for you. Like you said, he's, one of the top guys. Everyone kind of fears the monster, but you took him on 10 days notice and you went to war with him. And that war earned a boatload of respect from everybody. Everyone knew you were legit. You turned right back around. You got yourself another knockout. Now you turn right back around again. You fight another guy that's just as scary, if not more scary than Lilly Diaz. You go in there and you put on a show. You beat him. You're at the top of the heap. You put on a war like you did before, you might just crack the top 5 anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, yeah. All these fights are win-win for me, and I mean, I just want them to keep coming. As long as I keep putting on good shows, I think they'll be happy with me, and I'll keep getting them kind of names.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, can you tell us how you ended up hooking up with Kevin Smith and Smith Brothers?
Well, he was up here in Montana. We started bullshitting a little bit, and then down in Florida, I talked to him a little bit more, and then we messaged back and forth, and I ended up really liking him, so I just wanted to be part of his team. I mean, he's always taking care of me at the fights. He's made sure my weight cuts are good, or like everything through a weight cut. If I need anything, even when he wasn't I wasn't part of his team, he still took care of me.
Yeah, Mike and I can tell you that. Like, we've developed a really good friendship with Kevin. We see him at every event, but like you said, dude, he is always running around, especially for his fighters, the days leading up. You know, if he needs a portable sauna, if he needs this, he needs that, he's running all over the damn place for you guys. He really cares. And then when the event goes on, he's running around the event with like a chicken with his head cut off too, man.
And that's what I loved about him, is how much he actually showed that he cared. Like I've talked to other managers where they only want to deal with you when it comes to money, or like when fight time comes up, where he messages me and asks me if I'm good, how's my training camp going, and everything else. So it worked out real good for me.
That's solid, man. A good manager, that could be a game changer for you guys, especially.
That can explode your career. Or I mean, I've had managers when I was an amateur that they didn't ever do anything for me, and I was still paying them.
Yeah. Now, where are you right now?
I am sitting in Missoula at my daughter's softball game.
She winning?
I'm not sure. She's up pitching right now.
Oh, so nice.
I'm hoping they're winning. I've been sitting in here for a little bit, so they were ahead when I was out there.
How old's your daughter?
She is 9.
9.
Pitching.
Oof. Awesome. I'm coaching 7 and 8 year olds in Little League right now, boys. But I'll tell you,
it's like herding cats.
Yes, it is, man. And luckily, me and Mike are. I'm a 21-year veteran in the Army. He's a 14-year veteran. So like coaching little kids to me is like second nature, because herding cats is my fucking day-to-day job, basically. But like I actually told one of the parents, was like, I really like the way you deal with these kids. Like, you discipline them, but you make sure that they're staying focused and you keep it fun for them. And I was like, listen, I have 247 grown adult children that I deal with pretty often. No offense to any of you guys watching, if you're watching, but I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's like having a high school wrestling team over at camps or anything.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of them.
Yeah, and they drive at that age too. You can't keep them in one place.
Yeah.
They're all over.
And they reproduce.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. Hey, I'll tell you right now, you got a lot of support in the comment section right now. A lot of fighters tuning in to see you on here tonight. You got Zion Tomlinson, Chevy Bridges, you got Elvin Brito, Lorenzo Hunt. They're all in there, man, saying what's up.
That's sweet.
Yeah, they're awesome. All shouting out your manager too. They're all shouting out Kevin.
He's a good guy. It's awesome to have him in the corner.
Yeah, man, that's really cool. It's a tight family with those guys, I tell you. But we don't want to keep you too long. We want to play a quick game with you real quick, and then let you get going so you can get back to your kids' softball game. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
All right, brother. Here we go. 5 questions, non-fight related, just to get people to know your personality a little bit, become fans of you. Here we go. Speed round with Sawyer Depee. Here we go. Which tattoo was your first? We see all
like every other high schooler, I had my last name tattooed in the middle of my back.
The old
14 years
name
old.
in the the old name in the middle of the back. Yeah. My guess was going to be the Copenhagen can, but you know.
I got that when I was 21 after my best friend died.
Oh, there's a story behind that. All right.
Yeah, because it's Copenhagen in the center, and then it's his name all the way around it, and his death dates and shit like that.
Oh, that's badass. I am being an asshole thinking it was a dip can.
Yeah, you can't. Well, I mean, we can't read it during the fights, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I get a lot of comments about that one being redneck and everything else.
Yeah, well, you know what? Fuck all of them. Number 2.
What celebrity do people say you look like?
The guy from Goonies. Hey, you guys.
Oh,
I don't know what his name is.
What? Are you serious?
Who the hell's saying that shit?
Kind of funny. I mean, when my face was all blown up after that Lilly fight, I kind of looked like him.
Okay.
All right. I'll give him that. But your ear wasn't down by your chin. Yeah.
That's true, but I do have a big ass head.
Can you do your best Sloth impression from the Goonies?
Shit. No, not on national television. I'll look all kind of goofy.
Hey, shit, national television. Damn.
Now, hey, I had somebody that you're a much better looking version of this guy, Larry Bird, man. Larry Bird looks like he could be your dad.
Yeah, he could have definitely been the Goonies guy. He was definitely a goofy looking feller.
Yeah. All right.
And his shot, it was pretty much it looked like he was doing shot put when he was throwing the ball up there.
Yeah, but he
had one of the best percentages in the game.
Hell yeah.
So good.
He was my favorite player of all time. I got like 3 jerseys of his. All right. What is something that scares the shit out of you, Sawyer?
Fucking needles. Needles all day long. If there's a video of me circling around when I was getting stitches in my face, and I can get punched in the face, I can do whatever, but you put a needle next to me and I'm running for the hills.
Hey,
no shit.
Quick secret here. Well, not really a secret, but
Mike.
Yeah, I have passed out many times, not before, but after getting like shots and stuff. Like we got smallpox and smallpox and what's the other one we get, Kyle?
I don't know. We got like a bunch of them.
Yeah, we got a bunch of crazy shit for the military, but we got 2 in 1. And I like 5 minutes later, I was out cold, white as a ghost. I thought I was gonna die.
When I go get my blood drawn for fights, getting everything tested, they put me in one of those little chairs and they put the armrest in front of me because I just start leaning over, slumping. My face drains white. I'm scared shitless of them.
It's so weird, man. It's like you can't. Anthrax. That's what it is. Anthrax. That's what we got. The shot. Smallpox and anthrax. 2 good things to put into your body.
If we got okay, hold on a second. If we got anthrax on that deployment, Mike, that would be like the 9th time I've gotten the fucking anthrax shot.
Yeah. Well,
and I'm not okay with this anymore. God damn it, Army. Stop sticking me with things. All right. Number 4. Here we go.
How often do people make some kind of porn reference when mentioning your name?
Not very often.
Wow.
I mean, I get a lot of double penetration or deep penetration, but just because of the DP tattoos, but not very often.
Not very often.
DP. I feel like that's like one of those jokes that people always say, and they think they're the original. They go, "Oh, DP, what do you mean double penetration?"
Right? Or it was like I had some buddies. It was Sawyer Depee with the little PP. Like, I mean, that kind of shit. All that happened all the fucking time.
Oh my god. See, I guess we're just some like sick perverts over here. We're thinking that Mike's like, it's got to be every day. Somebody probably says something every single day.
Yeah.
No, not very often. Yeah, not very often. I mean, I must hang around some normal people.
All right. Here we go. Number 5 and the last one. What is your most embarrassing moment from high school?
Probably senior night of wrestling. I got sick and started puking all over the mats. In the middle of
a match? Oh,
during a match in front of the entire school.
I
was running back and forth. I'd eaten Subway or something earlier, so it just kept fucking coming. That and chocolate milk.
Was it like the movie Stand By Me? Is it Stand By Me when the dude goes and eats the blueberry pie and pukes all over everybody and everyone starts puking on each other?
No, it wasn't like that, but I definitely hit my coach's shoe with it.
I mean, and it's so funny that you said you ate some Subway because like that was my go-to after weigh-ins thing, was smash a foot long sub from Subway. And I could totally see that happening on the mat, but I never did it, so I can't relate. I can't even imagine how you felt at that point.
Oh, it was yeah, that was a gnarly one. And then we had to take pictures right after my match or something, or right before the match. So
you look all pale and fucking green.
Yep, and I still had puke on my singlet, and I had to take pictures with my parents and stuff.
Nice. Well, that's a good one, my man. Hey, let's watch you at work real quick before we let you go. We're gonna give everybody a taste of what they're gonna see on June 11th. This is your first fight with a double right hand. And then the I think a left here.
I think so.
The first one,
a good show. The last fight.
Let me tell you something. Yuli's tough as hell, because that one right there looks like it would have put a lot of guys out, and that fucking dude barely went down. Bam!
They had him wobbly for a little bit though after that.
Yeah, he slips while throwing a punch there.
Yeah, I wish I would have had a little more composure in that fight to hold it down for a little bit longer.
See, that one, when you went down there, he punched you like in the armpit, and you kind of just like threw yourself back. I know it was a knockdown.
It was a weird, like, caught me off guard kind of thing there.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to see more of this. Him and Quentin Henry, man, it's going to be a fucking slugfest, July 9th. We can't wait to see it, my man. We'll give you a minute to say some last things, shout some people out if you want, and we'll let you get going.
Well, thanks for everybody for watching. Kevin Smith, thank you for everything. My coach, Mark Belden, he's going to be coming down. Jason Zantgraf. I got.
Uh-oh.
Well, damn. Can you believe that? He froze. He went and froze up on us.
Sorry, you froze.
He done froze.
Did I not?
There he is. He's back. And now he's muted. Unreal. Ruined his moment.
Sawyer, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. All right. Peace out, brother. Thank you very much for coming on the show.
Hey, when that happens, you know.
You know what? Did I say not June 11th? Because June 11th, guys. June 11th. Jackson, Mississippi.
Oh, I don't know.
BKFC Fight Night 2. Quentin Henry versus Sawyer Depee. I don't know. I thought it said June 11th. I'm a fucking stoonon if I didn't, I guess.
What did Kyle say, guys? What the fuck did he say?
What the fuck did I say? Somebody, I want to know what I said. I want to know what I said.
You said July 9th. Wow, what a stoonon, huh? Nomination going up for you.
What a fucking piece of shit. What's happening?
Nothing anymore, you loser.
What's happening on July 9th?
It used to be the London card, but it got moved to July 16th. So,
oh, well.
Living in the past, are you? Jeez.
I'm going to blame it on Mike's family's COVID and just move on. All right. So, hey, we got a late addition to the show here. Our boy Quentin Henry has caught a bug, and he's home sleeping it off, hopefully getting himself ready. And we got our friend, the pound for pound number one interviewer in bare knuckle sports. His name is Joe Migz. Joe, thank you for coming on the second best show on the internet.
No, you guys are the best.
You said the pound for pound king, I think is what it is.
The pound for pound.
Listen. I gotta do something. I gotta make something up. So
of course.
How you guys doing?
Oh, we're always good, Joe.
That's what's up, bro. That's what I like to hear.
For half a second, when you popped up on the bottom of the screen, I thought you had a Christmas tree up. I swear to God, I was like I saw it in the corner of my eye, and then I looked. I was like, "Yo, what the hell?"
Get that tiki bar going, man.
Get that bar.
Oh, what's in the cup?
We got little Tito's, cranberry, and lime juice.
Yeah.
Nice and refreshing for the tiki bar,
Yeah.
I love that.
No carbs. We don't need those carbs in our life.
Trying to get them off, bro. Got to get these cheeks down. I'm getting a little chunky, so.
How's grandma gonna grab them if you get rid of them?
God rest from grandma's soul.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
God rest her soul.
That's
it. I don't have any grandparents left.
No more cheek grabbing.
That's it. No more. Ass cheek grabbing's all right with the right chick.
Don't want to lose those.
Tony Soto says, Tito's, what do you have? You period?
Yeah, I do. It's very bloody tonight.
Yeah, it's a natural
I
diuretic.
should have had a Bloody Mary, though, if I had my period.
If you can see in the background here, which way do I have to move? I don't think you really could, but I have 2 handles of Tito's right there. 2, not just one.
Oh.
2.
No, you should be double fisting right now. I know you got to shoot guns tomorrow. It might be a little crooked. But.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah, man. Hey, so Migz, you got a lot of shit going on in your life right now. You got a series coming up. You got some AEW shit going on. Jake Hager's punching you in your face.
That hurt my feelings, man. My feelings were hurt.
What can you tell us about anything? What I know a lot of your stuff is secret these days, but what can you tell us?
Yeah, it's only because I'm a superstitious guy. I don't like to, say official till it's official, but I like to always throw little teasers out there for fun. But for Jake, that was a great time. Jake's a good guy. He's a good friend of mine. His wife, great woman. I actually met them through Kendra Lust. So they're all friends, and they introduced me to Jake and Catalina. We actually did a podcast together a while ago. I had interviewed Catalina and Jake because Jake had a fight coming up in Bellator, so we were talking about that, talking a little wrestling. But what ended up happening was Catalina, she wants to get involved. His wife wants to get involved with interviews and stuff like that. So I was like, why don't you come meet up with me? When they have a Tampa event or Orlando event, I'll show you the ropes. We could do a collaboration. I always like to do that kind of stuff. And she agreed. We went out to Orlando. But while we were making these plans, and credit to her because she did a great job, and she did her homework, and there was a lot of fighters she didn't know. She just started getting into bare knuckle, and she did a good job. And we figured, why not? Jake's coming. Let's do a skit. Let's do something funny. And really, it was just supposed to be a funny skit, comedic skit, which I thought was funny anyway. But, the punch at the end was great because now it's like, well, I could kind of kayfabe it a little bit,
I wish we planned this a little earlier because I would have definitely got that whole clip and played it here.
It's on my IG if you want to pull it up. You can.
Joe, have you ever had to take a fake punch for like any of your acting gigs or anything like that? Because it looked like you had experience in or did I just say it was fake? I don't know. Was it fake? Was it
Definitely. I think I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
I know.
Really
don't break kayfabe, man.
Yeah, I know. Breaking kayfabe. Next thing you know, there's going to be a dark side of the ring episode on Joe Migz and Jake Hager.
Oh man, the fucking fucked up shit that goes on backstage with AEW. Nah, man, it was cool. We're like, all right, let's do this. So the skit was, I want to be in the inner circle. The inner circle is no more. For anybody that's not into wrestling or AEW, there's a crew called the Inner Circle. Jake's in it with Chris Jericho and a couple other guys. They broke up recently, but I'm like pretending I'm some, wannabe fan and like, I want to be in the Inner Circle and blah, blah, blah. So Jake's playing a game. He's like, yeah, you want to be it? Yeah, all right, do me a favor. Get me a cup of coffee. I'll get him a cup of coffee. Do me a favor, let me get some free tickets to that bare knuckle event. All right, here's your tickets, yo, we need a hotel room to stay in. I'm like, yo, I got a hotel, I got a room. All right, cool. And then they jump in the room and slam the door in my face, and I'm left out, So it was like kind of just going to be that kind of skit. But then we were doing the interview, and then I had the idea. I'm like, you know what? I have all the footage already. Let's do 2 interviews. Do like a regular interview, which I haven't dropped yet. And then we'll do like an interview of me in character, like asking you, hey, man, I got to put you on the spot. I did this for you. I did that for you. What's the deal? And while I'm talking about the interview, I'm pulling up all the B-roll and shit. So it gives people an idea what the hell we're talking about. So anyway, I'm like, I'll take a bump. I'll take a bump. I'll take a hit. What could we do? And his wife's crazy. She's like, Jake, powerbomb him in the bare knuckle ring. We'll do it. I'm like, slow down for a second, all right? Slow down there. I don't know about powerbomb. This guy's 6'6". That's a long drop for me. And that ring's got there's no give in that ring. I'm like, let's do something else, So he's like, we'll do a punch. I was like, a punch is cool. So before we did it, there was like people standing around shit. They don't know what the fuck is going on. So I was like, all right, so what's the deal? Because I did like for fun when I was a little kid, backyard wrestling with my friends, like 13, 14, fucking around. So yeah, we used to, yeah, bro, the fake punches, the chain matches we had, Royal Rumbles in my backyard. I mean, you name it, we did it. And it was fun. So actually in high school too, in Brooklyn, it was kind of funny. We had this thing called La Familia. It was just like a joke. It was like a bunch of kids and we pretended like we were mobsters, and we had like the FBI triangle, you know, like who was the boss, the underboss, the capos, and the crew and all that shit. Somehow got into the hands of the dean of the school. So it was hilarious because the name of it was La Familia. So they did the announcements, and it was like the president of the school or somebody. They were like, "Will La Familia report to the dean's office?" And they just started rounding off everybody's names. And they legitimately thought, we were like 15 years old. They legitimately thought we had some like operation going on in the school. We were like, it's a fucking joke. Like, you know, I'm from Brooklyn. There was a lot of Italians. That was a funny thing to do, you know?
You were selling Lucy's and fake IDs.
I was actually, you know what? I was in so much trouble in fucking high school. I used to sell guidance counselor passes to get kids out of class. So what I did was me and my buddy Donnie, we would go down to the guidance counselor's office and be like, yo, you know, we're really nervous. We got this exam coming up and, you know, blah, 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 blah. And the guidance counselor would be like, oh, don't worry about it. You know, just trying to coach us through it. So we were going down. It was like a twice a week thing. Got cool with the guidance counselor, Mr. Valentino. I'll never forget this guy. So he always used to like to smoke these fucking Virginia Slims. So he would always step out. Like he knew that we were just fucking around at one point. Like he never said anything, but you could tell because like he would get up and walk out, let us bullshit around in the guidance office. He'd go smoke a cigarette, make a phone call. So I noticed in his desk, he always would pull the drawer out and give us a pass to get out of class. So he goes out for a cigarette. First thing I do, I go right in his desk, and there was a stack. Like stacks, multiple stacks of these things. So I grab a stack and I'm like, I'll sell them for a few bucks, you know, just for fun. And you want to get out of class? $2, $3, whatever it was. You want to get out of class? Boom, boom, boom. So, but I'm a kid. I'm not thinking of what ifs. I'm just like, oh, this is fun. All of a sudden, like they start figuring out, like, you know, how many kids are going to guidance all of a sudden? This is crazy. All these kids they're leaving the last period of the day, coincidentally. So I end up getting in trouble for that, you know. So like, it was always some stupid shit I was doing just to fuck around past the time at school, you know?
That's funny because I have a similar story, but I didn't sell them. I just kind of gave them away because I was in a graphic arts and communications, which was my vocational class. And really, we now you really doesn't have a use for it because everything's high tech, but we used to run like old school printing presses and stuff. So you have to get all the chemicals and you have to design stuff and print out newspapers and everything. So the class was actually tasked with everything in the school. So if any teachers needed tests and this and that, they would go and that would be like part of it. It was kind of like work. So you'd have to do that. So we printed out the passes, like the hall passes. And we put like you put the glue on the end of it and shit like that. So we had stacks of these fucking passes. I used to just give them out to everybody. Just here you go, passes.
Oh, what a nice guy, bro! I would have loved you in school, man. I would have been like, yeah, bring a few this way too. That's dude. I did something too in I will get back on subject, but it's a funny story too because I was such a delinquent when I was a kid. Like even in middle school, in junior high, we called it in Brooklyn. But like we had this science teacher, Miss Imparata. She came in like a buzzsaw. Like all of a sudden, like science was very hard now because she was a tough teacher. Everybody, even the geniuses in the class were getting like 70s, you know. So it was serious. So and I was, you know, whatever in school. So any chance I could get to figure out a little scam to get ahead, I did. And I joined CCD. And for people that don't know what CCD is, usually the Northeasterns do, but it's basically like you went to public school and then you would get a bus ride to Catholic school to learn, you know, the Catholic religion. Basically, that's what CCD was. So I went to a Catholic school. I volunteered to be a hall monitor for the simple reason I knew I had access to the classrooms before the kids and the teachers would come up. So I figured if I go in this teacher's desk, I could see if I could find the key to the test. And I fucking did. It worked perfectly. I was like, this is great. And I stopped. So, but Mike, the funny thing about what you just said was I did the same thing. It was the 7th grade. and I got all the answers for the tests, like all of them, and I would give them out to all my friends, to everyone, literally the whole class.
Everyone's getting 100 in the class.
Like,
The kids that were getting 15s and 24s on the exams, a week later they were Einstein. Like it was crazy. it was like I ended up getting caught for that, but you know what? It was a lot of fun. When I look back, I laugh, bro. I didn't care when I was a kid, you know.
So Joe, I got to ask you something before I want to bring up something fight related real quick, but
cool.
Did you ever refer to your teacher's Virginia Slims as vagina slimes?
No, that's a good one, bro.
Because that was a thing that we called my friend's mom used to smoke them. We'd be like, "Ah, she's out there with the vagina slimes again."
You ever notice, like, anybody that smokes a Virginia Slim specifically, and it's not even a hard cigarette, but it's like, "Hey, how you doing? You know, Virginia Slims."
That's because they go light.
Yeah, they're like 9 inches long. It's fucking great.
It's like drinking light beer instead of beer. You know, it's like healthy. It's healthy for you.
When I first saw them, I was like, it's like a freaking pinroll joint. Like, it's so crazy looking.
Yeah.
Never seen a cigarette like that.
So we have a champion. We have a champion in the comment section right now. It's asking, I'm surprised nobody's talking about what I did to Joe Migz. Have you ever seen a cleaner combination ever? And then he says right here, there was 600 articles about the tomato and only 6 articles about the KO. Broken rib, busted eardrum. I should do media myself. Oh, I already do. Let's talk about that. Talk a little bit about Lorenzo and Joe's fight, and then maybe like, what's your opinion on that with the media? The media, that right there kind of proves,
you know,
like, controversy.
This is where we're at with media, you know, and that's the fucking problem with social media, especially because, you know, everybody's all of a sudden writing articles about shit, you know. But everybody, the problem with the media is that they pay attention too much to bullshit. Like, yeah, all right, I get it. The tomato bit, it was funny, you know. Obviously, Joe Migz didn't think it was funny, but, you know, people that are watching this thing are laughing. It's entertainment, you know. And obviously, Lorenzo knows, you know. And I think a lot of people got the bad impression of Lorenzo because Lorenzo's a very good dude, very respectful guy. But Lorenzo's also doing his thing. He's a showman, but he's also doing his thing. You know, he's getting people to tune in, you know, and that's, you know, not everybody's built for that. And it's, you know, totally understandable, but that's what he's doing. So am I surprised that there was, like, you know, hundreds of art? No, I'm not. I'm not surprised because that's what the media does. They go after bullshit. You know what I mean? Who won the Oscar award? Will Smith, right? What were they talking about? His performance or him slapping Chris Rock? It's all bullshit, you know? So it was a great combo, by the way, champ. Absolutely. And we're going to find out what happened. I talked to Lorenzo a couple of weeks ago. He wants Gustavo. That's the fight. You know, everybody wants to see that fight.
Oh, hell yeah.
It was the quickest boom, 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 boom you ever seen. 3 shots to the body, 2 to the head. It was fucking unbelievable.
I had to watch the replay to see the last shot. My guy, I never saw it land.
Wood, bro. It was like Mickey Wood, head body, head body.
Irish Mickey Wood. I'll tell you, I actually met him and Dickie Eklund in the casino up here. It was pretty cool.
Oh, you lucky bastard. I would love to meet those guys.
I used to work at the Mohegan Sun, and we used to get they used to have a lot of fights in the Mohegan Sun. So a lot of guys used to come into the restaurant that I worked at, and I met a whole I could sit here and tell you a million fucking names of people that came through, but that was one. They came in like literally like a month after the fighter came out in the theaters. And they came in. Yeah, great movie. If you haven't seen it, everybody should go watch that. It's fucking great.
I may watch it right now that you brought it up.
But Dickie Eklund, man, you know how they depict him in the movie, like this skinny
crackhead jumping out of the fucking window into the dumpsters.
Yeah, jumping in the garbage bags and shit. He man, he was super, like, when they're like, yo, Mickey Ward walks in, and I'm like, who's he with? And they're like, that's Dickie. And I'm like, holy shit. He was healthy as a fucking horse. He looked great. And they were nice.
If you watch, they did some stuff like behind the scenes with the movie, and they show Mickey and Dickie, you know, there, you know, on set and stuff. He looked good. He looked good. Definitely not like cracked out like the way you saw Christian Bale.
Dude, I don't know which. That's my sister right there in the comments. Says there was.
Oh, what's up?
They says there was one UFC fighter that died falling off the escalator. I don't remember that shit, but I will tell you this. I'm going to tell you a funny story. So back in the day, Andrei Arlovsky was defending his heavyweight UFC title against someone at the Mohegan Sun Arena, and Tim Sylvia was there, right? The day before the fight, they had finished all the weigh-ins and all that shit, and I'm working in the restaurant, and fucking Tim Sylvia's crew comes in, and they sit down at this table, a big table, and I see Andrei Arlovsky and his crew like 10 minutes later up at the hostess desk. And now these hosts don't know anything. So I fucking scurry up there and I'm like, hey, these guys are with those guys over there. So just sit them at table 33 right next to them. And I fucking, I fucking hustle back to the runner station and I'm like, guys, watch this shit. I'm like, something's going to happen here. This is going to be great. Not 30 seconds goes by when they're at table 33. They're at table 20 and table 33 sit like this. All of a sudden, Sylvia and Arlovsky are up. They're in each other's face. People are pulling each other apart. I'm like, yes. Yeah. I'm like, one of these fucking dudes is going through that plate glass window. I cannot fucking wait. It was a big thing. They ended up having to separate them. Neither one of them left the restaurant. They just sat Arlovsky and his crew like at the other end of the fucking restaurant.
You fucking troublemaking bastard.
And then the hostess
comes
over.
Troublemaker.
It's a real hoodlum.
She came into the fucking back running station. She's like, you fucking asshole. You knew that shit was going to happen, didn't you? I was like, of course I knew. That would have been the greatest thing that you've ever seen in your life.
You're like the guy that lights the match and walks away. A fucking blazing fire behind you.
Yeah, it was
fucking great.
Hey, so can you tell us anything about your Netflix series? People in the comments that were asking. Is
sure. Yeah, absolutely. So, basically, I got approached. So, just a quick little backstory. I got into acting when I was 23. I started doing like commercials and TV shows and movies and stuff like that. Probably would never see me in any of them because I got to point out where I'm at and stuff like that. It was a lot of extra work, but I ended up getting some union jobs too, student films and University of Miami and stuff like that, web series and pilots for TV shows and stuff that unfortunately didn't go anywhere. But I ended up getting into the Screen Actors Guild in 2011. I've done a few things here and there, but the problem with it is that like in acting, it's a 9 to 5 Monday to Friday thing. You know what I mean? So like it's hard to like leave your day job, go fly down to Miami, do an audition, come back. It's just very taxing. So I just kind of am my own agent, and if I talk to people, network, and then if things come up, I ask, what else? You don't ask, it's a no. So a friend of mine approached me, and Sharon Pfeiffer, she's super talented. She wrote a TV series. It's 5 seasons, 10 episodes each season, and it's a comedy of Italians that are in the mob from Brooklyn, the alias under a Jewish family in Boca Raton, Florida, and now they're the Greenblatts, and they're Italians from Brooklyn now pretending to be Jewish in Florida, and the mobs the mafia is looking for them, the FBI's on top of them, it's a whole thing. There's a lot of different things going on, so there's some seriousness to it, but it's mainly comedy. And I was asked to be one of the gangsters in the crew, in the family. So.
Just your phone or something, man.
Having a little issues here.
Let's get Joe Migz back on here. I got to find out about this.
Yeah. We don't want to ruin his release here. He's speaking about his show. We'll have to get him back in here in a second. I was trying to look up the casino fall. I found some stuff, but I found a woman who died. Falling off an escalator. I have not found anything about a man or a fighter. I mean, she didn't say if it was a man.
I don't think that is correct, to be honest with you. Not to tell you that you're wrong, Megan, but I don't think that happened. I think somebody fell, but dude, there was a fucking fight in the Mohegan Sun Casino that started in Ultra 88. Which is a nightclub in there. Yeah, poured out of the club, and now there's 2 escalators down both ends. So if you leave the club and you go right and you go left, you can make it to an escalator on both sides. So they throw everybody out, and the 2 parties go this way. They go down the escalators and they meet up downstairs. And someone got thrown through a fucking window in one of the stores downstairs at Mohegan Sun. It was like one of the craziest shits ever. It was fucking nuts.
dude.
And there was a stabbing. Then there was a stabbing, and the dude like threw the knife in like the garbage can, took his hoodie off, threw it in the garbage can, took off, and they were looking for that motherfucker too.
I'll tell you what, Providence Place Mall has some crazy escalators in it. You know how high that fucking shit? That's like 5 stories of escalators, and they're not like short floors. They're like double floors. So you're really falling down like way farther than that. You might be falling down like 8 floors or something for some of them. It's crazy.
Hey, let's get this guy back in here so we can hear about it. He had everybody intrigued about what the fuck this goddamn show is.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden the man shut his Wi-Fi off. Hold on, here he is.
I did it on purpose, just so you know, because you gotta keep the people's attention. But listen, no, and also I don't know what the fuck happened. I had to reboot, but no,
it looks like they found you. They found
the feds tapped in. I mentioned that. Hey, Boop, see you later. Actually, it was funny. You're talking about escalators, man. Escalators are dangerous. You saw Cobra Kai. You saw what happened to that kid.
Oh yeah,
you gotta be careful with that shit, bro.
That's right.
Listen. So yeah, where I left off, I think I was talking about. This is the premise of the show. So it's currently being shopped. The interested parties, Netflix, HBO Max, Paramount. There's a bunch of them that are looking at this actively. 5 seasons already been written out, so it's all there. You know, these people in Hollywood, you know, who knows? You know, it takes time, and we'll see what happens. You know, that's all I got for that.
Man, but dude, the way
I wish I can't. You know, I can't wait to tell everybody like, yo, this is the day it's coming out. You know, like that would be great.
So. You had once said that it was kind of like a Sopranos meets Analyze This, right?
Yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. Yeah.
But no therapists involved, right?
I don't know. I didn't read all the seasons. You know, I only saw like, you know, the pilot episode, honestly, that I filmed. You know, we filmed the pilot episode. It was really cool. You know, I'm in the social club in Brooklyn with the gangsters, you know, cigars are fucking being smoked, cigs, drinks, you know, they're looking for this guy. He left town. They don't know where he went. They're like, where the fuck is he? We got busted last week. He made bail. He's gone now. Is he a rat? You know, they're trying to like piece everything together and figure out what's going on. So, you know, I'm in that crew, and now I got to do a sit down with a priest, because the priest is a friggin' degenerate gambler. He's into the mob for money. So I got to get information out of this guy. I got to have a sit down with a friggin', you know, bootleg fucking priest, you know, and be like, you know, I'm like, what the, you know, I got to sit down with him, like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? You're trying to fucking shake me down and tell you that you're gonna wipe my debts clean because you know where this guy's at? I don't think so. I'm in charge over here. I tell you what's what, you know. And then I get it out of the guy, you know. I'm like, yo, you tell me where's this fucking guy at, and then we'll talk about your debt. But first, you tell me where this guy's at, you know. And then like the priest will find out the information. He gives it back to me. I go report back to La Familia and the boss, and now all of a sudden, the gangsters are going to Florida. We're gonna go look for this motherfucker, and that's the show. It's always like they're one step behind. And,
yeah.
You know, but you think they're gonna get there and get it. You know, so it's always that little cat and mouse game mixed in with comedy. So it's a really, really very well written, a really cool idea. We've seen some stuff like this before, but this has got its own twist to it. So I that's why I keep saying I'm not just saying it because like I'm a part of it, but. Yeah. When this shit drops, it's going to be the most talked about TV series. Period.
So the read last night went well.
So yes, so now they wrote a stage play for it as well. So now it's you know, they're like, hey, listen, this is good. You know, these Hollywood producers or whoever they're dealing with, these producers, they're saying this is good. Have you ever considered doing this as a play as well? Because there's a lot of good comedy in there, and I think people like it. So they wrote a separate stage play for this story as well. So Sharon came to me. She's like, "Have you done stage?" I said, "Yeah, I was The King and I did on stage, reenacted that. I was 6 years old in the first grade. That was the last time I did something on stage." So I said, "But you know, listen, I'll give it a shot." You know, only
I once played a tree.
Out. I was in the background. I moved a little bit. You know, when the wind was blowing, the leaves were, you know. So the dog pissed on me, and that was it. So. I said, yeah, what the fuck, why not? But it's a stage read. So basically what we did last night, we were at they call them micro theaters. So it's about 70 people tops that go there. And all these people that were there were producers, agents, shit like that are involved in this industry with questionnaires. Everybody had a questionnaire in hand, and basically they watched us read through this whole play. 45 minutes, 15-minute break, another 45, we wrapped, and then they fill out all these anonymous questionnaires. And they basically like, yo, did you like it? What could we have done different? Blah, 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 blah. How awesome was that guy, Joe Migz? He's fucking amazing, right? Yes. Your options are yes, great, really great, amazing, unbelievable. I want my daughter to sleep with him. Like, those are the options for me. So really nice of them, by the way. But now, in all seriousness, it was a good experience. So who knows? We may be on Broadway too, bro.
That's fucking. Hey, I
may be kicking with the Rockettes out there.
Hey, when you auditioned for the show, if you had to audition, did they say, "Man, you're a fucking natural. How'd you get so good at playing a mobster?" You were like, "I just go to Sunday dinner every day, every week with my family, and watch a little Sopranos."
I'm my father's son. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like, we're just bullshit now. It's not like, I'm not doing interviews now. I always try to be professional in my interviews. I really do. I always want to give my best to whoever I have on my podcast and give them all the respect. And I always try to keep my bullshit to a certain limit. But now we can kick it here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So whatever.
Joe Ivy, you have the same name. She said free ticks for everybody on your friend list. Hey,
wow.
Joe,
all right, listen.
Hey, the same name. That's neat.
Holy shit, put me on the spot. All right, we'll see what happens. I can Zoom. Maybe we could put a Zoom together. You can watch it on Zoom.
Hey,
where's GoPro?
Joe, this is different.
Yeah, where's GoPro?
This is different for us too. Like you always keep it professional. Mike and I usually do just strictly puff pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Right, Mike? No, and that's great about you. That's great about you guys.
Fuck off.
You got shit. No, what I like about your show is you guys have got a great chemistry with each other. You're chilling, you're bullshitting, you getting your interviews in. I really like it, man. I dig it, bro. Mine's totally different. I'm a one-man fucking show. I'm just doing my thing, but I really like what you guys do.
Thanks, Joe.
And you saw it down in Orlando. We're completely different in person than we are on here.
That's cool. I think everybody is. Social. How it, bro. We were chilling, having drinks. My man Kyle's walking around with a fucking fanny pack. I'm like, what's this guy doing with a fanny pack? Next thing you know, he opens it up. There's like 20 fucking Nipper bottles in there. I'm like, he's like, what do you want? I got Bacardi. It was what was it? Fucking Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo. I said,
Cinco de Mayo.
Get your hand in there.
Idiots. It wasn't really Cinco de Mayo. It was Cinco de Seis or whatever.
It was Seis de Mayo.
Seis de Mayo.
Yeah, I said,
I said Cinco de Seis.
I'd open it up and be like, all right, get your hand in there and get something. Let's go.
I don't know what I was thinking. I was staying at that hotel. I should have grabbed like 4 bottles of your fanny pack.
Yeah, well, they went quick, man.
We come up with great ideas, and then we don't. When you come up with so many ideas, you want to do all these different things, and then like we forget to do half of them, and when we finally remember, we've got like 10 minutes to do all of them.
Story of my life.
That's basically what happened to us, but we didn't we were like, oh, we'll just give all these out. It's Cinco de Mayo, we'll talk to somebody, do an interview, do this, do that. But obviously we can't give the fighters the alcohol because they were cutting weight or they were doing, so we're like, yeah, we'll give them to everybody else. We didn't go weigh one fucking shot that day, I don't think.
That's why.
Hey, you did good. You did good after the event, though.
Yeah, man, that was a great.
I saw that fanny pack was empty pretty quick.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, do you remember the big dude with the beard that said he was from the Black Cillians?
Yes.
Do you remember his name?
No.
If you do, you could. Neither do me and Mike. Fuck,
yep,
man.
I totally forgot.
Cool guy. Cool guy. No, he
was nice.
He was legit. He knew. Anthony Rumble is a good buddy of mine. He's actually one of my neighbors. I'm not telling you anybody where I live, but Anthony's a great guy. He's been through a lot. He's coming back. So thank God for that. Happy he's healthy.
Would you like to see him lay that hammer down?
But yeah, that dude,
bare knuckle. Oh my God.
He won't do it. I asked him a million times. He's like, nah, not for me.
All right, brother.
He's got to keep that face handsome, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's got movies to do.
We are going to do a speed round with Joe Migz. How do you feel about that?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Let's go, bro. Hold on. Not yet.
Take a sip of your Tito's.
Now we can do it.
Here we go. Speed round with the man, Joe Migz. Number 1, if you became a pro wrestler, would you be a heel or a face? And what would your finishing move be?
Got it all mapped out already. So a lot of people tell me I look like Shane McMahon, right? So what I would do, I would go over to AEW and be like, listen, I'm the bastard son of a billionaire with another wrestling organization. It so happens my brother's name is Shane and my sister's name is Stephanie. And I'm going to come in as just a fucking straight up, like, first I want people to feel sorry for me because I'm a bastard that got left to the curb. I'm poor, you know, I got nothing. And I just want to get abused by everybody. Just, and the fans just feel bad for me. And then I rise up and I become a babyface and I win, and then people are loving me. And then just when they love me, I spit right in their face and become a heel. I just fucking fuck with everybody, piss everybody off, cheat as much as I can to win. That's what I would do.
There you
that
go.
Would be my wrestling character.
You got a finishing move?
The gabagool, bro. Kicking the nuts, backhand to the face, spit in the eyeball, pin him. 1, 2, 3.
All right, number 2. Mike.
Okay, number 2. What's your favorite line for The Sopranos and who said it?
Fucking A. Tony Soprano, of course. It's the Russian broad. He's in bed with the Russian girlfriend of his, and she goes, "You need to read Tomato Soup for Your Soul." He goes, "Tomato soup for the soul." He goes, "You should try tomato sauce for your ass. It's the Italian version." My favorite line. I love that shit.
I fucking love it. There's so many good lines. Dude, I love the Richie Aprile line when Tony's like, "I thought I told you to back off a Beansy." And he goes, "I did. And then I put it in drive."
It's the jacket.
Cocksucker had the hottest reputation in Essex County, but he never came back around here when I got done with him. When I got
the
true
federal agents are so far up my ass I could taste bro cream. Uncle Junior. Love it.
Man.
All right, funny story. So I'm going to tell you something about that. So Steve Sharippa, who played Bobby Bacala on The Sopranos, is from the same neighborhood in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn that I'm from, that I grew up in. His parish was the baseball team that I played for, St. Francis Cabrini. So he wrote a book, and I read his book, and he told me the scene, the Pine Barrens episode, which you guys coincidentally talked about the other day, which is, yes, I agree, the greatest episode of television, period.
Fucking amazing.
So for that episode, here's a little behind-the-scenes shit you may or may not know. So do you remember the part when they're in the kitchen and Uncle Junior's telling Tony, "Yeah, these fucking, I gotta go see these guys. Bobby's gonna come with me. We're gonna go find Paulie and Christopher." When Bobby walks into the kitchen, do you remember how he was dressed?
With the hunting suit on, with the all orange, yeah.
Do you remember Tony's reaction to that?
He was keeled over on the counter laughing at him.
Laughing, right? Hilarious, right? He's like, "This fucking guy, we're just going to look for 2 Mama Lukes in the woods. He's dressed in fatigues like he's going to war." The funny part about that was the reason why Tony laughed the way he did was really not because the way Bobby was dressed, although that's how they made it look on television.
They didn't tell him he was going to be like
He
that.
had a strap-on dildo on.
Oh.
So when Bobby walked out, from the waist up, he's all good, but down below, he's got a strap-on dildo. Tony had no idea. Gandolfini had no idea this was happening, so they wanted to catch his natural reaction, his natural laugh, and that's why he killed over and busted out laughing, because Bobby was wearing a dildo.
Fucking fantastic.
That's awesome.
That episode probably has one of the best lines ever when Tony says, "I'm going to talk fast. I got a bad connection, so I'm going to talk fast." He was with the Interior Ministry and took out 16 Chechen rebels single-handed with some sort of commando. And then they get off the phone and Paulie goes, "Chrissy, you're never going to believe this. The guy was a fucking interior decorator. Killed 16 Czechoslovakians."
But his house looked like shit.
Yeah, his house looked like shit. Oh, dude, I feel like we could do that forever.
Dude, we should do it just a Sopranos fucking run through one night. I'll quote him with you all night.
Oh, that's I'm up for it any day of the week. Here we go. Number 3 for you. Were you a Hulkamaniac? Yeah. Can you name how much of a Hulkamaniac are you? Can you name his ex-wife, his former pop star daughter, or his jailbird son? What were their names?
The ex-wife was Linda.
Yep.
The daughter was Brooke Hogan. She's hot.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the son was Nick Hogan. He killed that kid.
Fucking guy knows his Hulks. He knows his Hogans, that's for sure.
What you gonna do, brother?
All right, number 4.
What actor would play Quentin Henry in a movie about his life?
Yeah, this was supposed to be for him.
That's a good one. All right. What actor would play Quentin Henry in a movie about his life?
Yep.
Quentin's a big dude. If I had to pick somebody, I'd have to go with the guy. I forget his name. Joe something, the Hawaiian dude that played Aquaman.
Jason Momoa.
He could do it.
Okay. And your last question, you're frozen on the screen, by the way, but we can still hear you crystal clear.
Okay.
All right. Name the three most, let's say, Italian. What's the three most Italian things you own?
Well, I'm gonna give you both then, since you've asked. But I'm gonna give you the three most American.
Nice.
I own my birthday. I own it, right? We all own our birthday. My birthday is July 4th. So that's shit. American as it gets. Bro.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one. Two, I definitely have American flag trunks, swim trunks. It's pretty fucking American right there. And I would say the last American thing that I have is probably the fact that I got Newsmax is my news app on my TV. That's pretty American.
That is.
Oh man, I was gonna say maybe that goddamn hat that you're wearing right now.
Hey, how you doing?
What are the three most Italian things you own?
Oh my God, we could go all night. I'll give you 300 if you want, but I'll give you three. I got a cross hanging over my front door when you walk in. That's pretty Italian right there, hands down. Half of my fucking wardrobe's Italian. I got Italian flags. I got the fucking hand gesture.
You got the Naki shirt.
Gotta have that, bro. You know, that's a 100 right there. I got a velour suit. That's pretty Italian. I swear to God, I got in my I think I still got it in my fridge. Roasted red peppers is always on deck in my fridge. Gotta have that. Always got cheese on deck, Parmesan cheese. Got to make charcuterie boards, bro. Red wine. Are you kidding? Come on now. I go all day, bro.
Anybody ever touch one of your velour suits and say, "What is that, velvet?"
Seinfeld.
Oh man,
George Costanza.
Look at that. My wife pops in. She never watches the show. Here we go. Do you have plastic on your couch?
Oh my God. My grandmother did in Brooklyn, actually. That's funny. Plastic on the couch, man. The worst was the summer. You don't want to sit on those plastic covers in the summer, man.
Oh my
Your ass
God.
is sticking to that.
You fall asleep and you're stuck to it.
Oh man, I tell you, man, I had some great memories growing up in Brooklyn with my family. I mean, you know, a lot of unfortunately are gone now, but man, a very Italian family. You know, my father, forget it. He's great. He's like every Sunday was loaf of Italian bread. We used to go to the bakery in the morning.
Yes.
He'd get 2 loaves of Italian bread, 1 loaf for the table, 1 loaf for me and him on the way home. We'd be just nibbling on it. Yeah, it's just great times, man.
I love the fucking bakery, man. I went the other day.
Tomato plants in the backyard. Shit.
Isn't the bakery the best? That's one thing that I feel like everywhere I go, you know, I'm sure there are bakeries around and stuff. And when I go down to see my in-laws, you know, they're Italian. And when we had our wedding, Steph and I down there, my in-laws, they found like the one Italian place around there, that bakery where they ordered all the food from. We had to drive like 35, 40 minutes to get there. But it's like, this is the best place, Mario's. It's the only place I get food from. You know, he'll drive, you know, my father-in-law will drive all the way over there to get this food. Man, I brought Brooklyn over there the other day. My daughter's name is Brooklyn.
Oh,
and
wonderful.
I brought her to Borelli's, which is over here. And, you know, we go in. I'm like, oh, look around, get a cannoli, you know, get whatever. I love it, man. Pizza strips. Ah, fuck, man. People don't know. These bakeries are the best.
You know, it's something about the, you know, the culture, that Northeast, and I don't know, there's really a lot of Italians settled up there, you know, and it's the recipes and, you know, the whole lifestyle, you know, generation after generation, you know. And I haven't been to, you know, where you guys are from, Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
But I know Federal Hills, huge Italian.
Yes.
You know, Ray Petriacca, you know, he was a wild gangster out there, very well respected guys. So yeah, you guys got that culture too. You know, however, you know, we had a bakery on every corner of Brooklyn. You know, I'm sure the same thing with you guys. But dude, you can't beat it. Like I come down here and I found some good bakeries here in Florida, but man, there's nothing like back home, man. It's just different. The whole feel. Like even the Boston cream donuts are different. I remember my father used to go to this place in Coney Island called Cuccio's Bakery. Amazing. He'd come out always, Dad, you gotta get the Boston cream donuts. I love Boston cream. It's my favorite donut. So, but these donuts, they were just different, man. I don't know what the fuck they did. Pixie dust on this shit. I don't know what they did. Water. It was so good. It's the water.
Look at Susan Walker. The Rhode Island boys.
Yep.
Hey, bro, they cut their hair. I think you guys should grow it out and be the Rhode Island boys.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hey, Dick Dickelheimer is in the comments saying you going to the Colorado show. You guys heard they're going to be in Denver or just outside Denver, Colorado in a few months. That would be a trip I'd be willing to take. I think
that would be cool. I've never been to Colorado.
Neither
neither.
have I.
That would be really cool, man. I tell you, BKFC, they're going everywhere, man. Now London's coming up.
West. Yep.
Yeah, they're doing it, man. They're really pushing it. I love it. I just love seeing the sport evolve. I just love, I grew up a boxing fan, but when bare knuckle came out, I was like sold out for this shit, man. I just love it.
Obviously you know, but for anybody that wasn't paying attention today, they made official the Connor Turney versus Joe Elmore.
Well, I was just going to bring that up because Joe Elmore was on Joe's show tonight.
Yep.
Yes, we were talking about it.
That's right. Everyone go check that interview out. I'm going to have to watch that. Connor Turney versus Joe Elmore, and then Mick Terrell versus Sam Shoemaker is going to make his return to the squared circle. He's been out a minute. Two huge fights. And on top of those two fights, they're also going to have a Paige Van Zandt fight on there. They're going to have a Tyler Goodjohn fight on there, a James Lilly fight on there. Holy shit, man. That card is fucking stacked already. Just naming those names and those two fights.
And I like what they're doing with the card because you have your homegrown guys, and then we're going to London, England here, So and they got their England guys that are fighting. So I like that. It's going to keep the crowd electric. People are going to tune in for sure. It's going to be, Britain, UK versus USA. I like what they're doing with this card. So. Yeah. And I didn't know about Paige, so that's interesting. Do you know who she's going to fight? Any word on that? I've heard Segala possibly might be
the little bit of whisperings that I heard, and I will not tell you how solid it is, but I heard they're getting a local girl, a British fighter.
Oh, really? Okay,
mm-hmm.
All right.
So anybody can speculate all they want on that. I have no idea, but that's what I heard. And then as far as like James Lilly and Tyler Goodjohn, I have no idea what they're going to do with those guys. But let me throw this out to the two of you. Who would you want to see James Lilly fight at 155 pounds? And who would you want to see Tyler Goodjohn fight? Tyler Goodjohn versus John Lee Chalbeck is one that I would want to see.
John wants to come up to 150. He said he would come up to 155 for that fight. If the money was right, he'd definitely do it.
Well, Goodjohn's going to, because I remember I spoke to Goodjohn. I was supposed to talk to him today. I was going to ask him this question because I remember he was floating between 145 and 155. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what he's decided that he's going to fight at. So if he's 145, Chalbeck's already 45. I would enjoy that very much. If it's 55, Chad Mendes would be kind of fun to see at 55.
Well, Big Ben was right on there. He says James Lilly versus Chad Mendes in Wembley.
All right. All right. How about Tom Schoaf?
Schoaf.
Schoaf and great. Schoaf and Lilly at Goodjohn at 145 would be great.
145.
155, either one. I know they'll fight in both.
155 too, right?
I think Schoaf. You think Schoaf is? I think he's a little too big for 145. No, Tom Schoaf. He's fought all his fights 155 to 165. So 145. I don't know. Maybe he can, but I think Schoaf Lilly at 155. Goodjohn Chalbeck 145.
I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that at all. I'd like to see Mendes get a challenge. One thing that I would hate to see is that him get a title shot right out the gate after this, Palomino. I know Palomino's got to fight Brito. If Mendes stays at 155, which I pretty much think that's where he's going to be, Palomino obviously can still defend the title, win or lose. So, but I would just because of the guy, I've been following BKFC since the 8th show, like covering them, and I would hate to see the homegrown guys lose out. Like we saw with Ricky, Ricky's not, from what I've heard, he's not getting a fight, and that sucks. He's 4-0 in that division. He should be in title talks. Obviously I don't know all the details that goes on behind the scenes. So, but as I'll just speak as a fan, I'm disappointed that he's not in talks because I like the guy's style. I like the fact that he battled cancer, came back, won. He ended up in a coma after a fight, battled through that, had another fight. He's undefeated. I mean, there's so much about this guy.
The Perry
he's such
story.
a fucking beast. The Perry story, yeah. And, you know, Perry is going to most likely fight Yuli. You know, that's what we're looking at. You'll probably see that announcement soon. But that's, you know, the writing's on the wall. You know, I don't think it takes a rocket science to figure that one out.
With that right there, Joe, and Francisco Ricky out there, what about a Joe versus Ricky fight? Joe Escoboza.
Yeah, I mean,
Joe's what, 8-0 or 7-0?
So he's fighting. That depends. I mean, Joe said he wants to go for the 85, unless he wants to drop down to 75.
He told us that he would drop to 175 and fight that division as well. So I'm saying if Yuli and Perry are already going to be paired up, that takes the Perry Ricky fight out. I mean, Joey's always willing to fight. He wants to fight a contender, and if he was willing to drop to 175 and fight Francesco, that would be a hell of a fucking fight, I think. Look at Patrolman.
Yeah, it would be a lot of fun.
Patrolman, you got invited to this show, so you can go fuck yourself, my friend. We know who you are.
Who is? Actually, I found out who Patrolman is, and this is why I really wanted to come on. I wanted to announce this publicly.
Yes.
Saw his phone. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I have no idea. I like that it's a mystery, though. I hope it stays a mystery. Nice. I hope he never gets unveiled. You know, so I'll keep talking your shit, man.
Hey, so
it's funny.
We'll wrap this up right here. Yep. With the comment that Big Ben said, Joe, you had said, I like what they're doing, mashing up UK versus the USA over in London. If they did do this right here with Shoemaker and Terrell and Elmore versus, they just stacked the entire card with an American fighter versus Paige versus a British girl. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. That's great. Great marketing. I don't think you'll ever see Perry and Goodjohn though, bro. They're like way different in weight. Yeah, but maybe in a street fight.
But Goodjohn, Shoaf, good, like Lilly Mendez, Goodjohn, Shoaf, Terrell Shoemaker,
and Goodjohn and Shoaf have been talking about fighting for a long time. Long time. It would be great. You know, I hope they. You know, it looks like the basis of this card is USA versus UK. I love it. Love it. I think it's perfect. Too. Perfectly done. Perfectly done.
All right, man. Well, hey, Mike, why don't we let this guy go, have another Tito's, have a good time. You know he lives a good life. Joe, are you going to be at the June 24th Fort Lauderdale card?
I hope so. Listen, I'm not going to bother anybody on that card. I'll lay low that card. I won't get in anybody's way. I'll be good. I'll watch the fights, nice and calm. I won't bother anybody. Yes, I would like to be there. I hope I could be there. I think it would be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be huge. It's going to be great. A lot of big things going on over there. It's going to be great, man. I hope, and I'm sure you guys are going to be there. So I'll see you guys out there. But yeah, bro. Yo, first of all, thanks for having me. Shout out to you guys because you guys came on the scene and boom, consistent, working hard, constantly thinking of new ideas. I really appreciate people like that because those are the kind of people I like to associate with, hardworking people that have a passion and are trying to be as successful as possible. You guys are doing a great job. Continue to do what you're doing. Don't fucking stop. Forge forward no matter what, man. So much respect to you guys. Thank you for having me. Just shoot the shit and have some fun tonight, man. I had a great time.
All right, brother. Yeah, you're welcome anytime. And maybe we'll do a little Three Stew Nods down there instead of Three Stooges, like somebody said in the comments over there. Why do we need
Listen, they just hating because they can't be up in the lights, bro. We got lights flashing back here. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we'll do a skit, man. We should do a skit. We'll get the boys together. I'll get the whole crew together.
Yeah,
I got one dropping. I got one dropping tomorrow. OTB. When people go to the OTB and how they act. For those people in the chat that don't know, off-track betting on racehorses. It's gonna be really funny.
I can't wait. I love those.
Oh yeah. Thank you guys. I appreciate
everybody.
It,
go follow him. His social medias are at the bottom. You can get all his skits on the TikTok and Instagram. Thanks for coming on, Joe. You're welcome anytime.
God bless, guys. Thank you.
Later, brother.
Later.
Later.
There he is. That guy's fun as fuck, man.
Yeah. Yep. He came in a clinch. You know, we asked him, hey, can you come on here and save our ass? And he was like, I will do it.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of recording a skit, and he stopped it to come on here and chit chat for a little bit. So that is awesome.
Yeah, awesome show. Huge shout out to Sawyer Depee coming on here. He's definitely a force to be reckoned with in the 185 to 205 range. Like, this will be his 4th fight in 8 months, dude. That's fucking nuts. And for everyone that's like, a lot of people that we talk to about this sport, they say, yeah, but bare knuckle fighting, you can't fight that often. You probably get a lot of injuries. You probably take not if you know what you're fucking doing in there. And like, you know what I mean? He's pretty much come out of there pretty unscathed every single time he goes out. Even against Lilly, he got the stitches.
The Lilly one, this the one. Yeah.
Yeah, he got stitches under his eye, and like I think up here. He said up here.
He was back quick though, I feel like. It was pretty fast.
Yeah, that was in February, and he was back again in April, right? And now he's back again in June. It's crazy. That's a Britain Beltran pace he's on right now. And we all know what kind of monster fucking Quentin Henry is. If Sawyer, pulls off a victory against a guy like Quentin, my goodness, what a fucking 8-month stretch he'd have.
Oh yeah, that would be very good for his career. Very good. So
yeah, man. Well, Mikey's got to get up at approximately
very early,
4 o'clock in the morning or some crazy shit like that.
About 5.5 hours or something like that.
Mikey's gonna go up to some range and play pew pew fucking army games.
I get to shoot bullets that are about this big.
Mm-hmm.
Really, I'm not. I will probably shoot some, but really, I'm not there to shoot. I'm there to run it, run the show, run one of the shows. But there'll be grenade launchers, 50 caliber machine guns, 249s, all that good stuff, all machine gun stuff.
Yeah. Listen, look at Susan Walker. Would either one of you do a BKFC fight just cause? Okay, let me just explain to you, Susan Walker. 40 years old. All right. 2 bum shoulders, a bad back. By the way, the last 2 days, I barely can get off my floor. I threw my back out trying to pick up a fucking goddamn baseball coaching my kids' team. I have blown out my knee, my ankle. I'm just an old broken man. Maybe 15 years ago.
The only thing I think of is sometimes I see people who get tired really quickly, and I know that this sport is a killer. Any kind of combat sport, it's like you got to have the best stamina. Like you have to do the best training. The one thing that I am good at is lasting a long time. But no, for real, I can run really far. I can run really fast. That's the one thing. Like I don't like to do too much working out with weights and shit like that. But running is something I do a lot. So I feel like I would be good at that. But no, I will not fight anybody. This is not going to happen. Like Kyle said, nowadays I pull muscles doing the silliest things.
I would tell you that
shutting the dishwasher or some shit. I'll pull my back.
28-year-old Kyle probably would have fought somebody because 28 years old, I was coming off my second deployment. I was the strongest I ever was, the fastest I ever was, the healthiest I ever was. And then it was all downhill from there. I hit 30. Now I'm 40. I'm pretty much halfway dead. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. We're over halfway. Actually, you're over halfway according to the average.
I'm over halfway to dead. And Steph,
don't be too sad.
Your Stephanie says, can't ruin that beautiful face of yours.
No, there she is.
That's your moneymaker. That's your moneymaker. Mike, it's been a fun time. Huge shout out to Joe Migz for coming in on short notice. I knew having him come on, we'd have a lot to talk about. But that is all for this evening. We don't have any BKFC events till June 11th, right?
Yeah,
after like a 5-week stretch.
It was quite a stretch.
It was like 5 weeks in a row, or maybe like 5 events in 4 weeks. I think it was 5 events in 4 weeks. 2 with the Thailand one.
Oh, the Thailand, yeah, right.
With the Thailand one. So, anyways, man, thank you guys for showing up tonight, as you always do. We had a blast talking to our guests, and we only have one last thing to say. Peace.